So here we have one of the earlier Jessie dolls. These are made by Thinkway Toys. Quite a common problem you get is this pull cord not retracted. So we're just going to show you how to actually repair that and what the issue is. Quickest way to diagnose it is if you're looking at the Jessie here and literally move its head side by side. If its neck's broken, it's going to be very quick and easy for you to repair. So first things first, we're going to have to take her apart, just nice and straightforward. So let's just drop the voice box back out of it. Now you see that just comes straight out. That was no resistance there. You may have resistance in the neck and have to roll this back. And like in the other videos we've got a cable tie here. Just clip the cable tie to pop it off. You're going to be doing that anyway to repair the Jessie, so you need to whip it off either way. But if it's got no resistance and just falls out, what it is, the neck's actually snapped. And as you can see here, that is the receiving end of the neck. That's just dropped into the voice box and locked everything up. So it's just actually stopping the string from pulling back out. So if we now just take this apart, it's just a normal Phillips head setup that they've got going on with these. And actually while we're there, we'll pop the battery compartment. Just make a note to keep all your screws in one place. You sort of want to go careful with these. So you just want to just literally take it apart and roll it off, just because the quality of these wires aren't particularly good. And as you can see here, exactly what's happened. So you can see the voice box just been jammed up with this piece here. So all we're going to do, nice and straightforward, is roll it back and move the offending piece. This bit here should be actually on Jessie's neck. So we're just going to put that aside, and you can see the voice box will now retract. Don't let it all spring into life because it's going everywhere. So based on that, just to test it, you can see now it wants to spring back into the doll, which is good. So we've got our resistance back. So what I suggest at this point is just put 2 screws back in just to hold the voice box back together, so you can continue work. Now, all we don't want this doing is actually falling apart while we're working on it. So tucking back up into the doll, we can now see we are back to normal. What it should do, so battery's back in it, it will essentially work. Next thing we need to do is address this head issue. So on the back of the doll, if we move the head out of the way, you can see we've got a cable tie just tucked down here. This is how Thinkway attach the heads to the actual dolls. All we need to do is get a set of side cutters and actually cut straight through that cable tie. Easy as that. Work on pulling it out. So nice and straightforward. Heads off the doll. Now you can see that those 2 pieces, so the bits we were talking about earlier, this is the bit we found inside the voice box. That just needs joining back onto here. Now you're going to want to use a glue. I'd recommend an epoxy would probably be the best type, because it gives a little bit of flex, and you're just going to find that sort of fault line and let it drop back in, so you know exactly where it's going, and you're going to get a very strong hold. So if you fiddle around with these with a set of needle nose pliers, you can get up in there and grab them and twist them around. Now they have got a barb fixing, so they are a little bit tricky to remove, but with a little bit of persistence, you can generally sort of just ease them out. They pop quite easily. And when they're out, they are just literally a barbed bar. Just pop up in there to locate everything in place. Now, these are the 2 bits we're bonding back together. You find the fault lines on them, line them back up. As I say, an epoxy would be so much better than just super glue. Super glue goes brittle, epoxy doesn't, and they do allow a bit of a bend, so I would recommend using that. It's very easy to lose your orientation, so once you've lined up the fault lines, I would just mark them out with a marker pen, because this will make it so much easier once you've put these down on the side now. Got your glue ready, you've got them all out, ready to put them on. These will make them so much easier to line. Now we're all glued up, we just set it out to dry. Anything involving an epoxy, I'd leave 24 hours before you even got involved with it again, just to allow it to fully cure. I'll take this time now to work on the body. We'll do another video for that. So with this body, we're just looking at untying this. So you're literally just taking the ring actually off the toy. Now what I'd recommend to do is actually just tie a very small and loose knot, and it just stops the pull cord shooting back within the toy. The last thing you need to be doing is untangling that and rewinding a spring. So yeah, do everything you can to keep that right. And then we're just pulling the actual voice box out of the toy and poking in through the hole as we go. That should just allow the whole thing to just pop out. There we go. Now this is all glued up, we've just got to do a couple more checks. Just make sure this section here is still in place, and likewise this one here. Got one of these both sides. This just stops this neck piece dropping back down into the voice box. So once you're there, just get it all lined up. It's nondescript with its location, or orientation rather, and just push them back together. That will get a bit of a wobble, and she should just snap in place. Once it's in, we just need to literally screw it back up, and we're golden. Now, drop in a set of batteries, throw the cover back on, just screw it up. So that's it, that's our box, that's ready to go back in.
Nice to meet ya.
We've threaded this round. This is just cable tied in place exactly the same as it came out. So all we're going to try and do now is pull it back, and we're going to feed this section back through. So we're going to poke the neck back out. Now this gets tight and a little bit tricky, but everything should start to end up where it needs to go. So you can see the bit we've glued has just popped out the top. All you're going to do is grab a pair of long nose pliers, put it through, grab the actual tie, pull it through. It does take a little bit of wobbling, but it will come with a little perseverance.
I like riding and roping and yodeling. What do you like to do?
But she's back in place. We can put the ring back on in a moment, and we'll just sort it out down here. As far as the bottom's concerned, we'll just start putting them back together. So the Velcro all back in line. There we go. We're now ready to start trying to put the head back together. This is fairly easy. So all you're actually doing is pushing the head back down onto the body. This is barbed. Now you've got to be careful. You just want to push it down at that angle. I always find it makes sense to heat this up a little bit. Now just some boiling water. Just make sure this is dry. Once it goes, it just gets a little bit of heat. You don't want that going down into the doll, and then you can actually just push them on quite nicely. Now, as I was saying with the boiling water approach, just fill up a cup with boiling water and pop the Jessie doll. Doesn't matter about the ponytail, let it go in. And all we're trying to do is just let it sit there. Now, we do just need to make sure it's absolutely dry. That's usually enough because the water, as I say, it's boiling. Let's use a towel or something to mop brown. And likewise, just use a kitchen towel to get up inside. You don't really draw in any of that into the body, so do make sure you clean it all off. Now, at that point, everything should click together quite nicely. Now you just line it up and just push her down. There we go, one reattached head. So now, if we turn her head around and we get it to the right angle, we can start by reattaching this. And all that's going to do is pull the material up here, up onto this line. So we can do this very quickly, so we might as well just finish up with her. I'm pulling that cable tie through, all the way down into the doll. she's tight. At that point, I'm just going to take a set of side cutters. Look at these really tight and really down there, because children are playing with these can be sharp if you cut them at an angle, so just be very sure you cut them off squarely. Now that's it. Now ideally I usually put a stitch back over these so it just closes everything up. Now in the meantime, just turn to head back around to where it should be. That's it. We've got one very happy looking Jessie doll with no now working.
I'm so happy
So just
you're
to show you
my
how to
friend.
reattach that. To reattach the ring, all we're going to do is tie quite a basic knot. Now, I tend to do them a certain way. It does differ a little bit from the factory, but you've got to be very secure in the way you do them. So I usually tie them exactly like this. So you've got them there.
Hey, how about putting on a Wild West show? Yee-haw!
Just likewise go round again. So you're not actually going around the whole ring, you're just going back and through to secure the knot. Now the reason I do them this way is because you can put them very, very tight, and then we actually glue the knot afterwards. There's a reason we glue them, and it's just to stop them slipping. Now if it's just for an adult display piece, it doesn't matter so much. However, if this is being given to a child to play with again, you just want to take a pair of pliers and pull them up tight.
You haven't seen Woody or Bullseye, have you?
And then just trim off the last little bit of excess that's there. So the last little bit, we just need to secure this. We use a dab of super glue. It just stops everything fraying, but then likewise it just keeps everything secure. You don't need a lot, but it will just stop the knot from ever slipping. And if you're ever giving it back to a child, you don't want them to be able to pull it open. So just make sure you get enough in there, and that's it. That just needs hanging now to dry, and I usually hang it by the string somewhere. Exactly like this. So you're just hanging her up by the string. It looks a little bit odd, but it does stop this knot here from hitting the back of her t-shirt and getting all stuck up. So nice and straightforward. Let it dry and you're done, and you've got a repaired doll. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please take the time to like and subscribe.